Welcome to this short video on using listening grids. This listening grids activity is based on a listening exercise developed by Joan Morley. It is easy to do in a large class, uses very few materials, and can be adapted for learners of all levels to practice both focused listening and vocabulary. For this activity, have students draw a grid on a piece of their own paper. The size of the grid depends on the level of the students. 4 squares is a minimum, 9 squares is often a good starting point, and 25 squares is the recommended maximum for advanced students. Then teach the vocabulary needed to describe locations on the grid. Teach phrases of the pattern, the middle column, bottom row, or the left column, middle row. On a large grid for advanced learners, the phrases will include next to the left column, next to the top row, and similar phrases. After the grids have been created and the vocabulary has been explained, give directions for filling the squares. Repeat each sentence twice, speaking slowly and clearly. When you use this activity for the first time, choose simple vocabulary. In the left column, bottom row, draw a tree. In the left column, bottom row, draw a tree. In the right column, top row, draw a flower. In the right column, top row, draw a flower. In the middle column, middle row, draw a flag. In the middle column, middle row, draw a flag. At this point, I usually stop and show the class what the partially filled grid should look like, checking to see that everyone understands what the directions mean. Then I complete the grid and have a student or two show their completed grids or draw a correct one on the board. Once students have learned how to do this activity, you can begin including other kinds of vocabulary, such as punctuation marks or math symbols that your students need to use. In the left column, middle row, put an exclamation mark. In the left column, middle row, put an exclamation mark. In the middle column, top row, put a square root sign. In the middle column, top row, put a square root sign. In the right column, middle row, put a plus sign. In the right column, middle row, put a plus sign. You can also use this activity to practice hearing difficult sounds. In this world, there are many beautiful ways to speak English, and there is no need for you or your students to sound just like me. However, when one learns a new language, there are usually sounds that are difficult to hear and difficult to pronounce. Students want and need practice. You can use this activity to practice hearing sounds in minimal pairs. In the right column, bottom row, draw a ship. In the right column, bottom row, draw a ship. In the left column, top row, draw a sheep. In the left column, top row, draw a sheep. And to complete the grid, in the middle column, bottom row, write the word hello. In the middle column, bottom row, write the word hello. This activity is very engaging. If you set it at the right level for your students, not too easy and not too hard, there is something that makes our brains want to follow the directions correctly. One teacher told her students that she learned a new game and then did this activity with her class. Later, during their break time when students could relax and get a snack, she found her students, 10-year-old boys, sitting on the floor in the hallway playing this new game with each other. When we find a learning activity that students will do on their own time just to have fun, we have a winning activity.